So off that side of the door, off the driver's, but what I'm thinking is I cut this piece off of, well, not only do I have this piece in case I need to add to something, but I've also got, this was the piece that went like this. I'm hoping that possibly it'll fit over here. Something kind of like, oh, that actually might work. Oh, yeah, oh. No, dang it. Oh, actually, I was hoping this whole thing would go, but it looks like this bows this way, and I need it to go that way. So I can't use that, but I can use this inner part of the door, and what would be kind of cool is it's going to match this side. And then I can get my top hole for my window channel, which would be, you know, that one up there. So I actually think that pop is going to work. Oh, I'm going to see if I can get this thing kind of cut down and stuffed in there. I'm looking at this, and this is the rear part of that door over there. So I'd cut this part out to use somewhere in here, or maybe it's got to be this one here. What I'm looking at is the difference on how this door, you tell I kind of got that sitting about there. This front door, I know I mentioned a few times, but you could tell how far that front door rolls in. So when I put the new door skin on here, I'm going to run into that problem. Now the back will be the same. We're going to be 8 inches shorter. I'm just not exactly sure where I have to cut the other door skin. I'm running 2 problems. One is where the wing window dip is. We want to get rid of that. The other problem is this inner lip here will have our seal, or our rattle strip. And it falls out. There's nothing here because of the wing window, but this has it. So I'm hoping that I could kind of take this piece here and basically do that here. Something kind of like that. Well, we'll have to get those 2 pieces there knocked down. We'll have to add a little filler piece here, but that's okay. But this will get my rear door lined up with my front door, and then get this body line, and then that roll I'll have to build. I'll have to come back and build this piece here and here, because it originally would have came out and, you know, swoop back. So that's kind of what we're working on now. We're just trying to put little pieces into this door to make it what we gotta do to make it look like a rear door. I also possibly make it like maybe the factory done it. So I'm going to go ahead and hammer on that for a little while and see if I can't get it to look about like what we want it to look like. So yeah, wish me luck. Trucking away on this thing, I did get that upper door skin sandblasted a little bit and then tacked in here. Basically, I'm gonna have to. This is kind of where the old door stopped, and then kind of came out, like, or I overcut it. Not really sure, but anyway, I'm gonna have to add a little bit to here and figure out the top of this door skin. And then it'll come back with this door. Basically, follow this line all the way down. I did weld this in here. That was that piece. I finished this out. And now I'm working on this up here. Had to make these and this. And I made this inner piece here, which is flanged up at 90, and then I put in the shrinker, actually the stretcher, and stretched this out to this arc. So this is the skin, and this is the inner door support. I went ahead and tacked it here so I could kind of like bend the thing back and forth. But that's kind of progress on what we got at the moment. Have to come back and grind that. But basically what I'm trying to do is make this a 90, and this here is like 45 to the number. So I'm trying to do this to where it kind of tapers in and smooths out, kind of like that front door does. You see right on, like pretty much right on that corner, 90, and then as it starts to roll down, it goes flat again. And then down here, somewhere in here, it kind of fades back out and goes sharp again. So that's kind of what I'm fighting on it right now. I could do that on the bench, but so now what I'm really working on is getting. Ooh, I have to push that in, ain't I? Oop, came out on me a little bit. I'm gonna try to work this over just a little bit, and then I'm gonna build this piece here. Basically, it'll weld in here, and it'll be somewhat of a corner piece that's about to put a lip on it, so I could roll this around the back side and add a piece of square here, weld this inner structure. So basically, it's the continuance of this here would have went up square. I just can't make this square and make that 90-degree angle. So basically I'll weld a piece in here first, and then continue our door skin to here. And that should pretty much wrap up that corner. Work on getting that over a little bit, and then I got this in. So then we'll come back, and I think what I'm gonna have to do, we probably should have done this first, was come back and cut some of this out here, move the stopper down, and then our window track, like I think I said in the previous video, will basically sit almost up against that door skin there and ride right down in here, and then we'll have to try to figure out how to add a little extra support to that door. But hopefully it won't be as heavy as the old doors. Those things are tanks. So I'm going to keep trucking away on this thing and see if we can't get something that resembles a door again. Alright, so I got that thing all set in there. Went ahead and got the rear channel here. Basically was the original channel, but this thing being kind of squared off, it almost wants to go this way. And the distance here from our door pocket, I had to basically end up shortening this and pushing this in after grinding out a bunch of this. And then this stayed the original distance or length or whatever you want to call it. You have to shorten this one. I got the window to kind of sit a little bit like this. So I do have it going up and down pretty good. I just got a little Milwaukee battery here. Basically, I can't do it one hand, but you saw it go up. I did put our an old weather stripping in there. I do want to get some new weather stripping and really just dial this thing before I put the skin on. But that's kind of about what we got done today. This is a Power Window Specialties. They're made here in USA. This is the right hand side. I believe this is actually for like a 59 Chevy pickup. Had them sitting here in stock, so I thought, you know, the motors themselves are, this mechanism is pretty much the same. The only thing different is the directions, and then the tracks where they're welded on a little bit different for each one of your applications. So, you know, like this bracket here. This would actually be the same, but they weld these brackets on a little different. This is a full wiring kit. Comes with the power window stuff. These are your door strikers, or your door. Put these in the jams and your wires run through them, and basically what happens is it slides in and out of this plastic deal. So that kind of wraps that up after we got that. Was a big problem, I should say, a big worry that I was having with that. And the other thing we did do this morning was I've got the I've got the door, upper door that we talked about before. Basically, this here kind of dives in. So I took a chunk back here. Actually, I think it was about like that. I put it in here, and our cut line is here, so I can continue this. And then I had to make this little piece here. Basically, what I'm trying to do is get this dialed into it's got a nice good byline. When we put the door skin on here, we'll kind of adjust this, and if I got to add some rods or take some off this door or whatever we got to do to make these doors fit better. I do want to get a little more strength in the cab, especially down in the rockers, before I really fine-tune those doors. But that's about all the progress we made today. I'm going to go ahead and call the day and this video done here, and tomorrow we'll kind of fine-tune that door, get some more support in there, and just kind of dial that window and door in a little bit. But I think it's a good place to call this, so I'm going to call a video here. Just have a good night. If you like this type, give me a like, a subscribe, and comment below. I remember you got there to create something today, even if it sucks. Peace.